Hello again. This is Ben Hitchcock Cross talking to you today for Deliberate Indifference, Wisconsin. We're talking about the Milwaukee County Personnel Review Board and Milwaukee County and how they play a game with who exactly, that they're different and independent entities here. So what is supposed to happen in Milwaukee County under the statutes, under the law here, is that employees, civil service employees, are allowed to go and can't be disciplined, I guess is fair to say, more than 5 days suspension and anything up to including termination without going in front of this personnel review board. Well, this board is made up of people selected by the executive of the county, and that usually there's some balance of management and labor people on there, supposedly, but they all basically are for the county. Well, the county, there's the rules in there that the employee can be represented on there, but there's no mention in the rules that the county can be represented. Well, one of the reasons for that is that it's not the county so much as the appointing authority, it's the management that's bringing these charges against the employee, not the corporation, the county itself. Well, what they have instead done is have the corporation counsel, the attorney, really steamroll all of the employees who try to fight this, and has more or less turned it into a kangaroo court. Much of what the corporation counsel's office does are these hold and conduct these kind of hearings. Well, part of the problem is that they hold out the personnel review board to be independent, that there's 5 members on there who are independent. Well, I can tell you that's absolutely not the case, and that the attorney, for example, Katie West, from the Corporation Counsel's office, has had the president and vice president of the PRB removed when she didn't like how things were going. And then, of course, my client got the maximum penalty after she had the president and vice president removed. I assume the rest of the board got their minds right. I don't know, but I do know that my client, again, got the maximum penalty. So it's also strange that Katie West also represents the Personnel Review Board in the appeals court. So, and they have told the appeals court several times that they're independent entities and so forth. Well, in relation to these, the communications between let's say, the Milwaukee County Circuit Court and the Milwaukee County Corporation Counsel's office about whether or not the county should pay for the Lucky transcript. And after those discussions or communications, Mr. Lucky had to pay for those transcripts in order to have his appeal heard. Then it's that same branch there, it's the same office that actually, so we were discussing, I guess that's fair to say, with the Corporation Counsel's office whether or not these documents were privileged. Okay? They say that they were. Well, the problem I said with that was, well, you gave them, the Personnel Review Board, you gave these documents to the county. So if the county gives these documents to me, they can't be inadvertent. They have to be, these are documents that are, in fact, you gave them to a third party. You can't say that they're privileged now because you voluntarily disclosed them. That's basically how that went. Well, Melinda Lawrence came back and told me that, in fact, if you look at the rules and the law, the Milwaukee County Corporation Counsel actually represents the Personnel Review Board because it's a board for the county, and that they just hire attorneys. So they frequently play this game where they hire an outside attorney to represent the Personnel Review Board, and then they go back and forth and act again like the Personnel Review Board is separate with its own separate attorney. But of course, they're all consulting each other, and in reality, it's just one entity. So I mean, it seems they make this argument to the appeals court several times in the Lucky briefs, but at the same time, there's letters from the same office with the same letterhead saying, no, actually, we are all one unit, one big happy family. So that's just one more of, I guess, the many confusing tricks that Milwaukee County likes to play on others. But again, here the problem is that it's their attorneys are apparently giving out the false impression that the Personnel Review Board is somehow distinct and independent from Milwaukee County, when they admit, even in the same plaintiff, to Mr. Lucky, then one in his appeal, they say that they're independent, but in the discrimination case, they say they're the same. So that's the problem, is when it suits them, they change their mind, and that's not supposed to be happening. So stick with us. We'll keep you informed.